Hello everybody, it is a Writer's here and welcome to today's Redstone tutorial. Today we are building in the new 1.17 world and we are going to be farming dripstone, and right in front of me I have designed this farm which collects about 400 dripstone per 40 rows, so about 10 dripstone per row per hour. And so this is basically an infinitely expandable farm. So every single row that you add to this farm, you will get an additional 10 dripstone per hour. So this farm is 40 rows long, so I'm going to get 400 dripstone per hour. And that is a general approximation. Of course, the game works on random ticks, so the amount of dripstone that you get is going to be variable from both run to run and just world to world. So this thing is actually relatively simple to build up. The most difficult thing that you're going to have to get is the actual dripstone and some of these non-movable blocks. There's of course going to be a list in the description of parts for this farm, and without further ado, let's get into the tutorial. The first things first is we are actually going to build this lower collection section for our drops from this farm, so that way we do not have to worry about this layer because it's really difficult to build this below these leaves. So go ahead and grab yourselves your solid blocks, hopper minecart, powered rails, regular rails, chest, hoppers, repeater, redstone dust, and your observer. Go ahead and place down your first block. This can be actually directly on the floor or wherever you would like it to be. Next to this, this is where all of your drops are going to go. Go ahead and place in your chest there with a hopper on top. And next to this hopper, go ahead and place up one solid block. And you're going to place down a rail, regular rail here, powered rail here, and then another rail there. Go ahead and break that and place in another solid block right there. From here, you're going to add in an additional block and then count out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 additional blocks. So this should now be 8 blocks long. And then come over here, and again, remember this is our additional block. So go ahead and build out a square or rectangle, building up this entire platform of solid blocks. For this next part, you can either use redstone blocks or levers. If you're going to use levers, just go ahead and place them underneath these blocks and flip them on. If you're going to use redstone blocks, go ahead and count in 1, 2 from the edge, take out this entire row of blocks and replace them with redstone blocks. And then on this side, go ahead, also again, count in 1, 2 from the edge, delete these blocks and replace them with redstone blocks. Now you're going to go ahead and take your rails. On this part, there's a couple special cases. So here, go powered rails all the way until you're 1 away from that redstone block. And right over here, you are actually going to do it on this side in 1, 2, 3, 4. And on this end, go ahead and place in a solid block just right there. Now what you're going to do for this is every time you have a redstone block, you're going to place down 3 powered rails. And every time you have an open space, go ahead and place down regular rails. So it should be like that. 1, 2, 3. And then it will curve like that. 1, 2, 3. Regular rails all the way down to here. 1, 2, 3. Rail, rail, powered, powered, powered. And do that to fill in this entire platform. For the final part of this collection system, go ahead and place in a solid block right there with a repeater on 4 ticks running into it. Go over and up a block with a piece of redstone dust on it. On this side of that redstone dust, go ahead and place in a block, 2 temporary blocks out, delete the center one, have an observer looking in there, and delete that block. So this should set up the entire collection system, and you can now place in your hopper minecart right there. Now for this next part of the farm, this is where you get to decide how long you want your farm to be. But what everyone is going to have to do now is go ahead and head over to this corner and place down your non-movable block. This can be either obsidian, crying obsidian, or glazed terracotta. It can be any of those 3, but it can't be anything else. Now from here, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to build out this way, however long you want your farm to be. I would suggest at least 40 blocks, but you can go shorter if you don't need the full 400 dripstone per hour, or you could go longer if you would like more than the 400 dripstone per hour. And then once you've done that, go ahead and fill in that giant rectangle there. Once you've got your platform built out, go ahead and head to one of these corners, build down 1, 2 with your solid blocks, and then go out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can delete this temporary block over here. And then you are going to make this 14 long and then again, fill in this rectangle. You're going to do a very similar thing that you did with the other side. And if you can use levers, you should probably use levers. If not, you should also use redstone blocks. So go ahead and count in 2 from one edge and place in a line of redstone blocks like that. 2 in from the other edge, and again, place in a line of redstone blocks. And then we are going to place in our rails in a very similar manner as we did with the last one. Once you've got those zigzags in, come back onto this side, go ahead and place down another solid block, go over and up a block, place down 2 rails, delete this one, and place in a solid block. Now for this one, it's going to be a little bit strange how we're going to power this, so go ahead and take a block right there and put a block on the side of it. You're going to take a redstone output from there, set to 4 ticks. Go ahead and place a block up and a block down right there, go over and up one, and then just place redstone dust along these blocks. And what we're going to do is an observer eventually is going to power this once we get into the redstone systems for our flying machines. The flying machines that we're going to be using for this build were designed by Silent Whisperer, so go ahead and give him some love over on his channel. He is a great Minecraft redstoner, specifically for Bedrock Edition, and he has a lot of amazing tutorials. Now for this, what you're going to want to do is you're going to come to the side that we're just working on, where we have this interesting section. Go ahead and build up and over a block on both of these sides, and down and over a block right here. And what you're going to want to do is go ahead and place in a redstone repeater on 4 ticks here. Grab some redstone dust, place it in right here, build out 2 temporary blocks, and place in an observer right there. And you're actually going to want to place in a piece of obsidian right next to that block as well. And then finally, this is all going to lead into a regular piston. Now, what I would highly recommend doing, and this is actually supposed to be here, is go ahead and fill the rest of this area in with leaves. And these technically do not have to be leaves, it just has to be blocks that your flying machine won't stick to. But leaves are significantly easier to get than, say, Obsidian or Glazed Terracotta, so I'd highly recommend you use those. But this block specifically does have to be Obsidian. And this block right here, right above this one rail, cannot have anything above it. It just has to be empty air. And you can feel free to place in your hopper minecart right here at any time. And actually, I forgot one thing earlier in the tutorial, and that is that you should have your collection system right here. So go ahead and place down your chest, go ahead and delete that, place in your hopper, grab your rail again, rail, delete solid block, and you're good to go there. On this side again, go ahead and build yourself up a 1 high wall on this side, and another 1 high wall of leaves on this side. And then technically you do not have to do this, but to make your farm completely lossless, you're going to definitely in all instances build a 1 high wall on this side, and then go ahead and build this up a few more blocks. You're only going to need 9 rows of leaves. And over here, once more, we are going to basically duplicate this machine up here. So go ahead and place in your block of obsidian right there, your observer going into a solid block, down a block, over a block, and up a block right there. Place your redstone dust in right here, redstone repeater on 4 ticks, and a piston facing outwards. I would also recommend that you build up the 4 blocks, the 4 leaves right there, just to make sure everything stays exactly where it should. We're going to be building up the launching mechanism for the flying machine on this side, so go ahead and build out a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 block long leaf platform, and it should be exactly as long as your obsidian platform over here, so a total of 14 blocks in length. Next up, we are going to be building the control mechanism for when our flying machines launch. So on this leaf platform, go ahead and count in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then place in a piece of glazed terracotta right there. And then next to it diagonally, go ahead and place an obsidian block. In this kind of Tetris piece-shaped formation, go ahead and replace those all with solid blocks and place a solid block right there. Repeater on 4 ticks there, repeater on 4 ticks there, repeater on 2 ticks there, and then place a single piece of redstone dust right there. 1 more solid block right there. Go ahead and place a repeater on it with 1 tick. Place in a solid block on top of those leaves and a redstone dust right there. Go up, over, place in a redstone torch, redstone dust, up, over, redstone torch, redstone dust, up, over, redstone torch, redstone dust, and then 1 more time, up, over, redstone torch, redstone dust. Actually, go ahead and delete this dust real quick. Go down and over block, and again, we're going to build out that Tetris piece formation like we have before. Repeater on 4 ticks there, repeater on 4 ticks there, 2 ticks there, and redstone dust there. This again should lead into a glazed terracotta block and an obsidian block in their respective positions. Now right up here, we are going to be building an etho hopper block. So go ahead and build up 2 temporary blocks there. Go ahead and delete that block and place an observer facing into that block. When you delete this, that top circuit should fire and then the bottom circuit should fire soon afterwards. From here, go out, temporary block there, 2 blocks there. On this block, go ahead and place a comparator with a block on its face and a piece of redstone dust right there, which leads into a piston right there. Go ahead and delete that one, leading into a redstone block. Now what you can do is go ahead, place a hopper there, delete this one, and have that hopper point into that one. And now on this side, it's a little bit different because of the flying machines. Go ahead and take a piece of glazed terracotta and you're going to place it right there, delete that. This is where your comparator is going to go. This can lead into any solid block of your choice. It does not have to be a piece of terracotta. Go ahead and place a lever there and then take your glazed terracotta again and place a piece of redstone dust on it with a piston facing this way. Now what you're going to want to do is go ahead and turn this on, and you're going to want to fill up this hopper on this side where your observer is with 5 stacks of whatever you would like. And it has to be something that stacks up to 64. Go ahead and cover these 2 hoppers so nothing gets into them. And now we are going to build up our flying machines. Go to this side of your flying machine and go ahead and place in a piece of glass right there, followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces of slime and an observer facing into a sticky piston. Go ahead and place in a regular piston right there that is facing into a slime, which is right next to a piece of glazed terracotta. Quick correction, flip that slime and the glazed terracotta around. Now from this piece of slime that is poking out, go all the way to the edge, place down a piece of obsidian, have an observer looking into that piece of obsidian, go out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of slime, add in a sticky piston, a piece of glazed terracotta, 1 more piece of slime, and then on the very edge of this, go ahead and place in a block of glass. Now go ahead and repeat this exact same process right up here. And now everything should look like this. So we're going to go ahead and give it a real quick test just to make sure everything is working properly. The easiest way to do that is going to go ahead and be break this block right there real quick, and everything should fly off to that end. And then once it reaches this end, these 2 machines over here are going to activate and they should both go flying back. And once they reach here, they should both dock in the exact same places that they were before. So let's go ahead real quick and finish up this section right here. To finish this up, you're going to build up by 1 block, connect this all the way down here, do the exact same on the other side, 1 block up, connect it all the way down here. And then on this side, you are again going to build up that full wall as we did on the other side. And this is to prevent just like once every hour, a dripstone, a single piece of dripstone will fly out of the machine. And this is just to make sure we are working at maximum efficiency. And again, once you reach the top, go ahead and just build up your leaves to connect to both of these sides, just like that. And now we get into the boring, tedious section of this build. From here, what you're going to do is go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pieces of glass high, and you are going to completely surround your entire platform here with this glass. Or it actually could be any block that you choose. It's just I like glass in order to look inside the farm. I definitely understand if this is too much glass for you to possibly use in your build. Now these shorter sides are a little bit special, so go ahead and head up to your top flying machine, and over this part you're going to place a line of leaves all the way to the edge. And then you're going to go down and over a block and place a line of leaves just like that. And you're going to do the exact same thing to the spawn flying machine, only you're only going to place the leaves right over it. And then through the rest of this, go ahead and place in a layer of glass or whatever solid block you choose, and repeat that process down on that side as well. Now, unfortunately, this next part does need to be built up with the dripstone block. So go ahead and build up and over one, and then fill this entire area with dripstone blocks all the way over to these leaves. These leaves are going to tell you exactly when you need to stop, and this entire area needs to be filled with them. Once you've got all that filled in, I would recommend that you go inside your farm, and you're going to need to place dripstone on the underside of every single one of these blocks. Once you've got all your dripstone placed in there, go ahead and head up here and you're going to do a single line of blocks, one above this entire layer. It doesn't have to be glass, though I do prefer the look of glass up here. And the final step of this is to go ahead and place in water on every single one of these blocks along the edges. Do not worry about placing water in the middle, because once we have water on all these edges, we get to do the most satisfying thing in Minecraft. Go ahead and place water along this final edge, and this entire thing will fill in. I love how satisfying this game is. Now, all you need to do to enable this farm is go ahead and turn off this lever, and actually your first harvest will go ahead and start. And basically what happens is whenever that passes there, this hopper minecart will be released. And whenever this docks over here and gets released, this hopper minecart over here will also get released to do its duties. And again, from this farm, you can expect about 10 pieces of dripstone per row per hour. And one row is literally just one of these sections right here. You can see how they are exactly identical in every row. So this one is 60 long, so I can expect about 600 dripstone per hour. And of course, you can expand this as far as you would like. And I hope you all enjoyed today's tutorial. Unfortunately, I'm not sure when my next video is going to be released. I do have a surgery coming up, so I'm going to be a little bit preoccupied with that and aftercare. So I'm not sure when the next video is going to be, but I will try my best to stay on top of things. But I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I hope you all enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. But I hope to see you all in a future video, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Goodbye!